You're joined. I'm here joined with spideryouth. We've got a cool tier list on the screen, as has been reminded to us by Mr. Bananas, and we're going to spend probably. I mean, I actually want to get this done super fast so I can watch MVCI's Dead, but we're going to go over Ryu, everything that makes him good, and why he's a much better character than Black Panther. And I'm joined by spideryouth. Spideryouth is one of the cooler people in the community. He's not only an independent game dev, but he's also a low tier expert with most of the cool characters in the game, right? Like
Yep.
all the cool people. Um, so let's just start with a super fast big picture overview. Talk about Ryu. What makes him unique? What's his playstyle? What's his gameplay?
So the way I like to describe Ryu is he's a dummy down version of Dante, but
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't necessarily make him that does it's not necessarily a bad thing, right?
Right.
Because one thing Dante has over Ryu is like, yeah, he's got bigger buttons, like he's an amazing assist character, and like he also just works on any part of the team.
Mm-hmm.
So, but what makes Ryu unique is that like honestly, his full screen options is a lot more potent than Dante. Like
Right.
he can pressure people with from full screen with this. Like if Dante is like in the air, you can
Mm-hmm.
just try to fight back with fireballs or at least like stay mobile. Like because that's the thing, ground mobility is like some of the best in the game.
Yeah,
So
that seems like actually really good.
and then you pair it with like short hopping and stuff like that.
Right.
Like you can play the game like TBC if you wanted to, like with bootleg air dashing and stuff.
That's pretty cool. Just play some KOF.
Yeah, like play a bit of KOF. Yeah, that's another good comparison.
So cool. No, that seems super cool. So he's got. You're saying that he can be played on any part of the team. He's got pretty okay full screen options, and he's got really good movement. Just no air dashing.
Yep. Yeah, he can be playing on any part of the team. He's got some pretty decent assists. Like um Tatsu is a pretty decent lockdown assist.
Yeah.
Um he's also got his beam.
Yeah, you were talking about that. I imagine that just the sheer amount of damage on raw beam must make it really good for combos, especially when you can lock the other person down.
Yeah, so like you can also switch it up with Fireball.
Yeah.
Fireball is like a really good tool to like just the presence of the fireball is really
Yeah.
annoying because it's just like it lingers there. Like any projectile that lingers, and then you got a character that can take good advantage of it, like
Right.
Iron Man. Some
Um.
like
Sure. You first.
oh yeah, if you have a character that can take good advantage of it, like Iron Man, like you just
Right, because
that's
you're getting multiple mixes because I'm scared of the fireball, so I don't want to challenge you coming in because then the fireball
and if
would
you
just
get
counter hit.
hit, like
Yeah.
yep, and you get hit that it leads to a free confirm with Tony or like Panther or anybody. And then you also got DP, of course. It's just like it's a four frame startup, invincible reversal.
Right.
It can be universally used for anything. You can use it to break out of bad block springs or break out of fake pressure and stuff like that.
Right. Can you
And
confirm off of that solo at all ever?
it really depends.
Okay.
So let's say you do a neutral jump and try to hit a button, like a neutral jump.
Like a non super jump like there. Ah, that's cool. Right. And then you got all the time in the world to pick up. That's super cool.
Yep. If you land a DP on counter hit, it's where you can actually combo off of it solo.
Cool. And then I imagine that with yeah, I imagine that there's some dumb stuff you could do for Twitter videos with partners like Strange or Nova,
Yeah.
but that's probably not practical. Cool. Um, so I guess the other thing that makes him unique that I would want to talk about is that he's the only character in the game with a DP input for his DP, which is very unfortunate because I think if he had a down
Yeah.
down DP, you could make a very serious argument that he would go up just a full tier.
Yeah, actually, that I do agree with that. Ryu was made for like hardcore like fighting game players. Like if you look at most of the characters in the game, they mostly have Corso forward, Corso back, and down inputs and stuff like that.
Right.
Whereas Ryu was like the only character with a an invincible reversal that's a DP motion, which is traditional for fighting games, right?
Right.
Like they designed Ryu for like the upper echelon, like the elites, like fighting game players and stuff like that. That's what they designed it for.
Uh huh.
So it's just like, yeah, if But like if you have good experience with fighting games, then you would know that there are different ways to utilize reuse DP. So for starters,
Hmm.
um, if someone wants to jump over you, right? Like, let me see if I can do it.
Yeah.
You can do a crosscut input from Street Fighter. That's something I also like to do just in case, so I can avoid crossups and stuff like that.
Right, and
And then
that's the way you would do that is you just do a DP except you end and then back.
you pretty much hold forward. It's
Hmm.
pretty much a half circle forward motion, but you have to wait till they cross you up before you hit quarter circle back once you go down.
I see. I
Yeah.
am mad confused. Oh, I can turn on. I'm player one.
Oh,
I can turn on my own inputs. Jump over me real fast. Okay,
yep.
cool. So I can
It's
do the
like that.
thing I described. I can do the thing I described. Um, yeah. So Capcom games have all sorts of input leniency. Is the point I would make. And if you just wiggle the stick enough and press punch, it's probably a DP.
Yeah.
Um, cool. So are there any other things that really set him apart as a character that you'd want to talk about before we talk about his playstyle and game plan?
Um, the sheer amount of execution to play Ryu at max is another thing that sets him apart as a character because you look at Ryu and it's like, oh, he doesn't really have a lot to do because his tool set is
Right.
it's super limited. Um, but it's just more or less the fact that like yeah, it's limited, but a lot of the sauce is the stuff that comes at the price of your hands, right?
Right.
So it's just like throw hop stuff. Like I'm literally doing double slice throw hops on an Xbox pad,
Yeah.
and that's like mostly hitbox stuff.
Right.
And if you know how to do that, that opens up a whole new layer to reuse mixed game and stuff like that.
So you're
I kind
saying
of like that now.
that he's got a really high ceiling.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you want to play Ryu at max, it's got a really high ceiling.
The one thing
The
that I
ceiling is
go ahead.
oh you're good.
No, I was going to say the one thing that I would add on to that is that the way that this game is designed, everybody has a really. It is very easy to start playing any character, and I imagine that Ryu is not different. You're just going to lose a little bit of damage on combos, and you're going to lose a little bit of solo mix. Um,
Yep,
but you should not let the fact that Mr. Youth can do all sorts of, or Mr. Devon can do all sorts of cool things with Ryu that are really difficult. You shouldn't let that dissuade you from starting the character. You should start the character and then just get to the point where you're having fun, and then slowly over time add in some of the more complicated stuff.
exactly. Like he's the amount of stuff Ryu can actually do is just like it's extremely like it's my personal favorite version of Ryu in any of the games because of the sheer amount of like how much the system kind of complements him really.
Right.
It don't hurt him too bad, even though push block and stuff like that. It's just the fact that like he also gets a lot of mileage off of it
Hmm.
as well.
Cool.
I'll be right back. I actually gotta go pick up or grab an order from my girlfriend. I'll
Cool.
be right back.
I yeah. So let me just expand really briefly while I'm here on the point that I made about characters having a super low barrier of execution. Just your basic combo in this game is oh my gosh, Xbox lag. Oh my gosh. This is where we find out that I have no idea how to play Ryu. One of these Tatsus knocks him down, I swear. Why am I doing I'm trying to do that, but I'm too dumb. The point is that you can do like a super basic air combo. Oh my gosh. I'm being way too complicated. The point is that you can do a super basic Magic Series air combo and then tag and then do super basic stuff and then complain about Xbox lag. Forward? Which one is it? Is it forward or forward short? Because that's yeah. I think you can also do this if you can remember how many buttons there are on a Magic Series, which is obviously way easier than doing any Tatsu stuff. And Mr. Youth is going to show us all sorts of super cool fancy combos that are going to be super difficult to do. But like that is it does 4.6k. So if he does a combo that does 5.6k, his stuff does 20% more damage, and it still takes about 3 combos to kill a character because of guts. Like it's what? That hang? Oh my god, I hate Xbox. Okay. In what universe are these inputs? Um, no, so he just, yeah. Mr. Youth is very good at these. I'm not, but you can. I think you can do this so that it hits crouchers super consistently. That's just an input timing thing, where you wanna be hitting the down length of frame after your jump comes out, which I am very bad at doing. Uh, yeah, especially on Xbox. Okay, that. I don't even getting jumps. Yeah. I'm just gonna complain about Xbox. Yeah, I think that's all he was doing, um, or close to frame perfect. I can do that. Cool. Nope. Okay. I am flabbergasted by everything. This is probably something about my system. Like, I I can definitely run the game fine on Xbox, but running Xbox streaming is weird. And we're also playing, cross-platform, so everything is as bad as possible. But man, this is a bad connection. I apologize to people watching the VOD, who are waiting for Mr. Devon to go to his door and grab an order for his girlfriend and come back. Um, and it's just me doing this. I do hope it is actually his door and he's not like driving to the post office. I should check. Let me see if he's messaged me on some platform. He has not messaged me on some platform. We safe. Yeah, I can edit. I don't want to edit. I've done all of these so far with no editing, even though I should. I just, most of the reason why I'm doing this is because I feel like there's a lot of people in the community that could be making better content but aren't. And I want to be the guy that is making the content, if that makes sense. Also, I apologize.
Okay, I'm back.
What up? Cool. We were hoping that you were picking up an order from your door and not from the post office, and that we didn't have any miscommunications.
You put this on the door.
Cool. All right.
I don't have a car.
That is unfortunate or fortunate, depending on whether or not you enjoy gas prices. Oh my god, I didn't even know that was a button. Cool. So let's talk about his playstyle real fast.
Yep. Okay, so Ryu's main goal is to chip away the opponent's health with like his moves and stuff like that. It's pretty much like it's similar to like playing Street Fighter stuff. He's got a fireball. Like escort you with. I didn't block you right there because you can jump over and stuff. He's got a fireball. He's got a beam to cancel out reflected fireballs. DP that reaches super jump height behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Donkey kick is actually a pretty good armor breaking move, which is something I occasionally throw out against Sigma players.
Oh, and that sounds. Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, break. And then you got Tatsu and stuff like that. Tatsu actually has like 4 different variants.
Right, you got the forward, you got the backward, and you've got that on 2 buttons.
Yeah, he's got like the ground version, air version, down version. So technically about 3 variations.
No, that's 6. Because he's got 2 buttons. He can do it forward in the air, backwards in the air, and then backwards on the ground. So that's 6.
Yeah, he's got 6 variants of Tatsu. It's actually like, and being able to.
Yeah, just change your direction midair, adjust your jump arc and that stuff, and it's also like, yeah. Let's. I was gonna talk about Tatsu just being mad annoying, but
yeah, we can talk about it.
No, I won't. We'll get to that. I promise we will get to that.
Okay.
But in terms of playstyle, it sounds like you're describing him just using basic tools to control space, and then from there setting up an opportunity where you can take advantage of his superior ground movement to score an opening or to start pressure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because for example, like his fireball, I made a video on this too. But to keep it short and sweet, his fireball is really good. It's really good because his light fireball comes in at about 7 frames of startup.
That's really fast.
Exactly. Ryu has the fastest startup of any fireball that can be thrown in the entire game.
To be clear, like this is more than 7 frames, right? Like this is like 5, right? In round numbers, it's 4 or 5.
Ryu's fireball startup is as fast as Venom's jab.
That's super good. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It's yeah, extremely good. Like it's extremely fast. I think it's Tatsu. Like the when you don't land the first hit, it's like 7 frames too. I might be wrong. I definitely could be wrong. But the startup of his Tatsu up close is 4 frames to start it. So it's just as fast as his DP.
Huh.
I've actually used this on like counter switch options too,
Right.
just in case the button. So I can that way I can just combo the tag in character and stuff like that.
That's so good. That's super
And you
cool.
can get a whole pickup after it too. Yep. So it's just like if they were to counter switch, I
Yeah.
would just do immediately. They get clipped, and then I could just run in afterwards.
Cool. All right. Anything else that you would want to talk about in terms of playstyle?
Yeah. I also forgot to mention his firebomb in the air. Like there's something very important for this, especially when it comes to like incomings.
Okay.
Um, so let's say like I kill a character.
Uh huh.
Um, and I want to set up an incoming to where they can't really move. I would jump back. Not like that, but jump back. Uh, yeah, yeah, that was kind of a bad example. But the idea is jump back and he'll recover closer to the ground, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he can actually run up under the fireball and then keep it from jumping. That fireball actually hits most standing opponents too. So it's just
Right.
like you throw it, you can run up under there, and then even if they push block, if you time reuse dash actually just slides underneath the fireball. So you
Right.
can still pressure like afterwards. It's actually like it's also a solid neutral tool too. So it's just like you can like, yep, you can just throw the fireball out, run after them,
Right.
hit them with throw or something like that, or hit them with overhead just because they scared of the fireball,
And
or
that's
send
also
for a cross
that's
and
also
stuff
super
like
good
that.
because it covers. Well, I mean, it doesn't like kill, but it helps cover up back. Right. They can't up back Power Stone because there's just a fireball in their face.
Yep, if they get hit by it, they can't jump. They cannot jump out of that too.
Cool. All right. Um. So in terms of, I guess playstyle and game plan are sort of linked, and they don't necessarily
Mhm.
need to be that different here. But again, just the same idea. You use your super basic space controlling your really slow fireball that controls a lot of space, your super strong anti-air options, and then your oppressive ground movement in conjunction with moves like Tatsu and Fireball to change your momentum unpredictably. You get in with your ground movement, and then you know mix. That's exactly what mix looks like in this game. Full screen dash up throw. Yeah, that's a little bit more like it. Cool. Anything else that you would want to add to that?
Yeah, his fireball also like causes like a soft knockdown too on airborne opponents, and people were like, "Why does it knock them so far away?" The reason why it does is that it pushes them to the corner. So once you push them to the
Oh,
corner, from you corner position to pressure and stuff, that's where his pressure is like the scariest because he pretty much says, "What the fuck?" He says, "What's a push block? I don't know what that is. I'm still gonna go in on you, especially if
right,
you combine it with two." So it's just like having a fireball that pushes them all the way to the corner and stuff like that on airhead. It's just like is mad good. It's honestly good because you don't have to worry about them like
well,
holding up like
can't
that.
they up forward tech that?
They can up tech, yeah,
Oh, they
but
can up, but they can't up forward. Okay, interesting.
mhm. So they're still being pushed full screen, and now I can still
Right.
like hassle them with fireballs and tatsus and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Stand heavy kick is a good anti-air tool too. So like jump in and do a tatsu,
Okay.
like the forward version,
The forward version. Okay.
or circle forward kick.
Quarter circle forward kick.
Yep. So like do a normal jump and then tatsu.
Okay. Dude, normal jump, Tatsu. Oh, hey.
It actually is a really solid option
Yeah.
because it catches air dashers too. So I also like
That's super good.
and then you can get a full pickup after that too. Like I've gotten a lot of mileage off of that,
Mm-hmm.
and then also his jump buttons are actually good air to air tools. And then since his Tansu causes a ground bounce, you can actually get full pickups off your air to air conversions and stuff like that. So
Yeah, that
they
sounds.
did on
I was just gonna say that sounds super good. It's a
yeah
lot better than a lot of other characters where it feels like you're pigeonholed into picking Power Stone or just missing a lot of conversions.
yeah
Cool. Um, So let's talk about the way he slots into it real fast. You've been describing him as a very all-rounded character. Does he want a particular type of partner?
Um, Ryu wants a character that can take full advantage off of pretty much everything that he has.
Right.
Similar to Dante, except that it's just like it's more or less the fact that you're gonna have to work a little harder to take more advantage off of what he has. So it's like, for example, Iron Man, he got a side ass, he can fly and all that funky shit. So, and he's also got really good support. A character that can actually give Ryu really good support,
Uh huh.
like beams, like full screen projectiles and stuff, where you can actually move in or like litter the screen with projectiles,
Right.
make it hard for
Because
villains
like
to move around.
I mean, this isn't the best mix of all time, but the mix
Yeah,
up in Super Tag between this, in double low overhead, overhead. I have too much execution, so I'm gonna start doing short hop shit. Like just all of those
yeah,
options
so
together being represented during like a Winter Soldier Super is actually it's pretty up there in terms of characters that are difficult to block. It's not a really good pilot of a flight character, but it's it's still difficult to deal with.
yeah, it's extremely difficult, especially if you don't know. Like I could just go for jab low, jab overhead,
Right.
jab short hop and stuff like that.
Jab,
Like,
dash up jab.
yep. Like it's just like Ryu's mixed game is just like it's not as good as like try dash characters where they can just shift left or right. Sometimes I can even go for
Yeah.
like jump and cross up tatus. Not like that, but
Yeah.
so like short hop tatu or like that.
Right.
And it can happen so suddenly. It's just like they're not gonna know exactly. Wait, what the fuck just hit me? And stuff like that. And it
Right.
also puts me advantage too because even if they push block, I'll still be close enough to go for a bunch of the same horseshit that I just named.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Um, so he wants a character that has a little. Well, he gets something off of the character's lockdowns, but he also
Yeah,
provides a decent amount of lockdown to other characters. So he pairs very well with well-rounded characters, right? Like Iron Man's a really good example. Venom would be probably a really good example. Dante would be really.
Dormammu is a good example too because Dormammu controls space
Dormammu is
extremely.
everybody's. Dormammu is literally everybody
Yeah,
in the game's best partner. There's nobody in the game whose best partner is not Dormammu. I Somebody's going to say that Zero Dormammu is not as good as Zero Dante, and I don't actually know if that's true. Um,
I
yeah.
think that's cap.
Which? Zero Dorm being worse than Zero Dante?
Yeah,
Okay, cool. Cool. You're the expert, so your opinion matters here. Um, so basically he provides lockdown in the form of what was his like yeah okay cool Tatsu amazing. I was gonna ask what the thing that you do to lock people down was, but I guess it's Tatsu. Um,
yeah. It's Natsu. It's
I
being.
should block. That's what I should do. Um,
Yeah, you should. You can block.
okay,
So like,
can I?
if I was to go for block things, like Beam is also a pretty good assist.
Right.
Um, he's also got like if you want to keep up the pressure and stuff like that, or wall the opponent out. DP is also a really good assist because it can wall the opponent out. Like if they jump in and stuff like that.
Right. I
Like
can
I can
use
see
tag and do
DP
stuff.
attack.
Yeah, you can
Like
probably just
especially if
convert
you want
with
to keep them in the corner too.
you can probably just convert with repulsor with that team, right?
Off a heavy DP, no.
Really? Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty hard to combo off a heavy DP unless they're in the air on a counter hit or
huh.
something like that. It's pretty difficult for most characters. Well, with light DP, yeah, Ryu can definitely combo. You can definitely combo off of that. So like, hang on, like pretty much every character in the game can combo off of light DP. It's not that hard.
You just jump up and do stuff. Cool. Cool. So is that important when considering partners, or do you just do light DP when you want to convert?
Yeah, light DP. Heavy DP is just strictly get off me. Heavy
Okay.
DP is strictly get off me. There are very few characters that can actually combo off of it. But light DP is also a good get off me too. I actually think light DP is somewhat better because of the fact that like, oh, it's every character can combo off of it and stuff like that,
Right.
and it's invincible. It starts up relatively faster. DP, heavy DP is really good for getting out the super tank and stuff like that. And if you have the meter to burn, you can just super it and stay in the air and then just hang out up there and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that seems really really awkward to punish.
Yeah, the thing is that super actually can get punished. It's just a lot of people don't really know how. Like
Right.
some characters can just push block and then jump up and punish. Dante can teleport up there and punish
Ooh,
and stuff like. So it's not terribly hard to punish. I can if you have the meter, like Hulk can actually just do Gamma Crush and punish and stuff like that too.
cool. Yeah. Bananas. Are you asking if Monster Hunter can punish that, or if Monster Hunter can convert? Oh, he probably is asking if Monster Hunter can convert off of heavy DP. Sorry, my volume probably got really screwed there. Yeah,
Yeah,
she just does
I'm
arrows.
glad that
Cool.
you just do the same thing that Raid does.
You just do arrows.
It's just extended.
Cool. Does he get anything unique with any unique stones? I'll say the same thing I always say here. I don't. I I understand that mind is bad and power is good, but does Ryu get anything different with other stones and other characters, or is it just the same sort of thing?
Well, there's nothing really much to be said about mine, obviously, but power is just like, eh. Power is only is about as with Ryu is about as good as it is with any other character. It's just that other characters take better advantage of it
Right.
because Ryu's mobility isn't as obvious as like other characters. Like, yeah, you can just show hop Power Stone, but there are characters who could just air dash Power Stone and you wouldn't be able to tell what fucking side you're on and stuff like
Right.
that. Toss Stone isn't even that good. Like there's just like Ryu doesn't take good advantage off of like the surge. The storm is only okay because of the fact that like he it's because of the fact that like he gets frame trap buffs and stuff like that.
Oh, right. Because you can't get push blocked, so you can. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
he
You
can
just
like
do whatever you want. Cool. Does he get anything unique off of reality or soul or space?
um off of space. Space is like my personal favorite
Okay.
because of the fact that it's a super defensive stone. If you like Space Stone is good for like um absorbing projectiles and stuff and light attacks. So like let's say Dante's like pressuring or something like that, and he wants to do like light punch and stuff like that. I could just like Space Stone and stuff like that, and then
Right.
punch like DP or Tatu or something, and
Right.
then like or like pull him in and then press a button. And then Ryu also gets really good advantage off the box because they can't fucking go nowhere. I was just like,
Yeah.
you throw fireballs, lock them down, keep them from jumping, then you can
You can just go
that
in.
type.
Yeah. Cool. So basically, the fact that they can't move means that you can really abuse your ground mobility plus your solo mix-up game. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bananas is saying that he can probably touch death with power. I imagine you've explored that.
Oh yeah, everybody can touch a death of power though. Almost everybody can, but Ryu definitely can. He can touch a death 9K and 10K characters
Cool.
with the powered up level 3.
I'm nodding.
He definitely
I'm nodding. There's got to be somebody with a non-cinematic level three. Hulk? No, maybe. Yeah, Hulk might not be able
yeah.
to because of the non-cinematic level three with Power Stone. I don't know. I imagine you've actually probably explored that. So
Yeah. Hang on, I'll be right back. I'm
sure,
sorry. I'll be right back again.
more doors. What's up, Mr. Bananas? Ah, this connection is the best. To be fair, like I would be dropping some percent of this. I I swear, in some universe, some of those inputs come out. Yeah, he's probably not bad with reality. I think that the big reason why I would be hesitant to play Ryu with reality is that I mean we could have one. Uh, I think that reality doesn't offer Ryu things that he doesn't already have. He already has a really slow projectile that's sort of annoying and is push blockable. Um, well, I mean, I, so far nobody else has had to go mad AFK. And I respect that he's got stuff that he's doing. It sounds like he's got some interesting stuff going on with his life right now, and he's staying in. There's stuff going on, but yeah. I can't even double volcano. I can't even. There's no way. Okay. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I understand at some level the point you're making, but I think that the point that Spider Youth was making sort of obliquely was that you get really good mix in box regardless, right? So if boxes they can't tag and you get mix, and reality is they probably shouldn't tag and you get mix. Like, because you can you can just throw a fireball, right? And you can just throw a fireball. If you can, and then even if they do reflect that, yeah, yeah. I'll mention the Jayco. Did that even? Oh, that does connect. Cool. I'll mention the Jayco. This is like a really bad connection though. Like, there's Xbox bad, and then there's this. You can really convert off this. Ah. He. Okay, so you definitely. Wait, that back turns? Holy crap. Hang on. Yeah, and you could go on. Okay. What up? Could you convert off of back throw mid-screen solo?
Can he get a back turn mid screen?
No. Can you convert off of back throw?
Oh, back throw? No, but he can convert off back throw in the corner.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was just I was messing around, and the fact that that back turns is just ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
Like, because you just get free, lazy back turn mix if you want it. Oh, I would have just gone for the OG setup there, right? Just do something non-combo into super, dash under with Ryu, see what happens. Mr. Bananas is expressing his desire to open the mind of new players and get them to play Reality Stone to join his cult.
Oh, it's funny. Reality isn't actually that bad.
Yeah, I said the opposite. So, what makes it not that bad?
Uh, hey, put it on. The reality.
Oh yeah. Sure. Sorry. If you want, we can restart and you can be in charge. But I'm imagining that.
All right.
Go ahead.
So, the surge is okay. But it kind of makes it easier for him to get the falling fireball stuff.
Right. So basically, even though he already has a projectile that kind of fulfills the same role, the fact that he's got a second one makes it easier to get both on the screen.
Yep.
Cool.
And the storm, let me go to the corner for this.
Sure. Do you want me in the corner? Or?
So, yeah.
Okay.
So, like, Reed can pretty much pound you with the fire and stuff like that. Like, It's pretty much the same that
that other people have, yeah.
Yeah, that others people have, but it's just more or less the fact that like especially after the if you do like overhead and like Tatsu super, then you'll be able to
confirm super easily because the fire's there to pick up.
Not even just that. Hang on, I forgot. I gotta be in the. I mean, because he can combo off of his solo.
Okay.
Anyway.
That's super cool.
Yeah, it is cool. But then when you add Reality Stone, in the mix.
Right, you just gotta you get a restand, and then you can. I imagine that you can also probably just hide a plink dash somewhere in there so that you can get fire on the ground.
Yeah, and then on top, yeah, like you throw a fire up there after the restand, and then
Right.
you can have like set up a reset or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And just do whatever you want.
And
Cool.
then yeah, it's not that bad. It's good for like just the setup potential that it has. Other than that, he gets about as much as everybody else gets.
Yeah,
It's
cool.
better.
What about, I guess, just real fast, soul and time?
So Ryu gets about as much as any other character would.
Okay.
There's nothing really amazing about Soul in terms of like character synergy. There's
Uh-huh.
nothing really to write home about. Of course, people know about Ryu time because Jaco and stuff like that. Me personally, I think that space is better than time,
Okay.
which is like might be the hottest take, but the fact that you can't let the opponent go nowhere, it's just like yeah, like you get way more off of space than you would with time stone. It
That makes
allows them
sense.
to max out damage potential and
Yeah.
keep meter afterwards.
Mr. Bananas wanted to know if lightning from in Reality Storm makes it easier to convert off of DP or just help with DP in general.
Uh, I don't know. I've never experimented with it.
I messed with it for like 2 seconds and it did not seem cooperative.
I mean, something like that,
Huh.
if that's what he means.
Yeah, but
And then,
you're just already doing the super fast cancel though, right? So,
yeah, I'm doing a card DP.
well, no,
That's
no,
another thing.
the super fast cancel into super. You couldn't you just always super off that anyway?
Off the lightning.
No, off the DP.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oop.
invincible frames.
Yeah, it's got a lot of invul frames too.
Yeah,
I've beat with level 3 with that. It's funny.
that makes sense. That makes sense. It's a good move. Okay, so let's talk about one more thing, and then we'll move on into medium details. What does Ryu like to spend his meter on? Does he like to spend it like in combos for damage? Does he like to does he have a lockdown super? Do you like to just do this in neutral and then just react to where they are? What do you like to do?
That's a good question because it's funny. Ryu in this game, I don't think is nearly as meter dependent as he was in any other game. Right?
Right.
You're gonna be spending a good chunk of meter, but you won't have to because the full screen option is already covered and stuff like that with the beam.
Mm-hmm.
But against like Dormammu, yeah, characters with better creep away, like specifically Dorm, you're gonna want to spend the Bard and Tag, and then he gives you mini lockdown and stuff like that.
Right.
Um, you want to, and like most of the time, you're spending it in combos. Like that's majority of the time you're spending it in combos and stuff like that because this combo, his damage output is like really good. Like he can get 7K for like
7K for how many bars?
one.
That's pretty good. That is pretty acceptable. Cool. So in some matchups you use beam super to control the pace of neutral and to potentially give your partner a single mix, but most of the time you're going to be just dumping damage on level ones and level threes.
Yep.
Cool. Do you want to talk about his level 3 and the special stuff going on with that very briefly, or?
Yes. So Ryu's base level 3 does a beefy amount of damage, right? It does like about well over 50%. That's kind of expected for a level 3. It's still a lot, but it's kind of expected. But then you got I like to call it the EX version of his level 3.
Right.
He suppresses Satsui no Hado, and he does 6.4k, which makes it the most damaging level 3 in the entire game.
I yeah, level threes are complicated.
Yeah, they're okay.
The thing that I would say is that the final hit of a level 3 is unscaled, except by the starter and by guts, and that Ryu gets a 30% damage on that. So with everybody else in the game, how do you do level 3? Is this it? No, is this it?
Of course, I go for it, yeah.
Cool. So the final hit of basically every level 3 in the game does 1,500 damage. You can see the damage thing there, and then with Dante it does 1,500 damage at the very end. And that hit isn't scaled by normal combo scaling, right? So you can do the longest combo you want, and it's not going to get scaled. The only things that scale it are your starter. So if I start a combo with light, it's going to do 20% less. So it's going to do whatever 20% less than 1,500 is. It's 300 less, so it's going to do 1,200. Okay, cool. 1,350. I can do math. And so Ryu gets a 30% damage bump to that hit of the super in addition to everything else, which means that if you have a Ryu at less than it's 30% health.
Yeah, at 30% health, he gets access to level 3.
Cool. And you just do a normal level 3 and it always comes out in the special mode if Ryu's at less than 30% health. And that means that a less than 30% health Ryu is one of the few characters that without Storm can do a touch of death with their partner on a 9K. Um,
Yep.
you might have them with your team. It might not be possible with that team. It is a little bit team dependent still because you still have to do a very long combo. But in this situation right here, if I've got Dante on the screen against him with this resources, I can die in one combo if I don't counter switch. Um, if he has these, which to be fair, you probably do. I would trust you more than anybody else in the game to have these.
Nah, like I ain't go too long for it. I
Okay.
don't got those. But I
Okay.
like the idea. Definitely like the idea. Ryu's actually a damaged monster once his health gets lower, or just in general, he's a damaged monster too.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So let's talk about the medium details section of the stuff. We went over that Ryu's neutral plan is just to sort of establish that he's got good buttons, he's got slow fireballs, and he's got a lot of ground movement, and then to react to tendencies from there. Where do you like to play? Do you like to just start things off like just throwing fireballs and see what happens, and then going from there? Or do you like to just rush down and immediately get short hop stuff, or rush in, get jabs into some sort of pressure super early? What do you like to do?
It ultimately depends on the character I'm fighting. Right?
Okay.
So if I'm fighting like Dante likes to press buttons mid range. So Ryu's fireballs is actually a really good mid range option to like disrupt Dante. Like if he's pressuring like light into bow cancel, air dash and stuff like
Right.
that.
Who does that?
I don't know. It's happened to me
No, no, no.
before. But
I'm not saying that people don't do it. I'm just saying that like, wouldn't you want to just do like dash up fierce into it like
yes,
that?
like dash
Like,
of fears, air dash, and stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah, you can do that.
Anyway, cool. So depending on the character, you like to do different things. If the character likes to approach on the ground, you like to represent the super Capcom inputs, man. Capcom
Yeah.
inputs. Um,
Yeah.
you like to represent the fireball. You like to just chill on the ground. Who do you like to go in on?
If I'm finding another Ryu player, I like to like establish like, oh, I gotta see how he handles like somebody who's like relatively patient and neutral, like chilling back, throwing fireballs, waiting to see what he does. If he tries to jump in Tatsu, just stand heavy kick and stuff like that. Or I can just super jump, bait the DP. I can short hop around. It's ultimately like depending on, yeah, like I said, who it is. I like to go in on like characters like Sigma
Okay.
because Sigma struggles against Tatsu if you're like super close. Like if you're in on him, like that's where Sigma actually kind of struggles against Ryu. But like mid range, and farther out, Ryu kind of like struggles against Sigma because Sigma has bigger and better buttons, and his armor is a lot scarier from full screen.
Right. So basically, characters with slow buttons you like to get in their face.
Yep.
Cool. Um, so that means I guess that your preferred range would I mean as we've been talking about varies a lot based on who you're fighting. At full
Mm,
screen, you like to throw fireballs. Are there any particular heights in air fireball other than that one that you think are super useful?
yeah. Like the rising fireball is actually good for like
Okay.
catching people trying to like catching air up on his like zero and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So like, and the beauty of like the falling fireball is that it kind of covers his head. So it's just like if they try to go for that dive move, they run into the fireball and then they fly like full screen and you can resume zoning if you
Right.
wanted to. Take the opportunity to run in on them because they're getting pushed to the corner. You can also do the beam and stuff like that. I also like to against Dante players, I like to pretend like I'm chilling full screen,
Mm-hmm.
but really I'm just waiting on them to kill a B. And if they kill a B, I could just DP or something. Like if they're like at super jump height, I could just do a light DP and convert off of it with my partner.
Right.
Of course, our reactions is pretty bad
No,
because
no, no.
like
This connection is terrible. This is like one
yeah,
of the worst connections. I mean, we're far away. It's also Xbox. It's also PC, and you're also in a weird location. So it's every single thing that can go wrong.
yeah.
Cool. So full screen options, you've got rising air fireball, you got falling air fireball, you've got the beam, and then you also can just move. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Tatsu, because let's talk about Tatsu actually real fast because we put it off. What is the difference between the four versions of air Tatsu?
Um. Well, for starters, the ground Tatsu, like his light Tatsu,
Hmm.
is your most one of your more important ones because it's 4 frames of startup, which means it has just as fast of a startup as Ryu's DP. So if the opponent is fearing that you're going to wake up with like DP, you can wake up with light Tatsu, and if they push block, Ryu's safe. Like if they push block it properly, like Ryu, it's kind of hard to punish Ryu.
Right.
Um,
Well,
so it's just
so
like that's a good option too.
this is a silly Rainbows question, but wouldn't you rather wake up with forward fierce in that situation?
Yeah, you could wake up with forward fears, like and go for throw.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like because throw is like 3 frame starter, right?
Yeah.
So um that's a good option to wake up with. It's just throw, but it's just like the drawbacks of throw is that it uses your ground bounce. Scaling gets pretty bad.
Yeah.
Whereas like Tatsu, it's just like you get a full pickup.
Yeah. No.
And
The reason I was suggesting that was because if you wake up with Tatsu and they block it, you're in a at best neutral situation, whereas throw is very advantageous on block.
yeah. And another thing I forgot to I should probably also mention is that Ryu's Tatsu, if both hits connect on armor, it becomes a heavy starter.
Oh.
So it breaks armor if both hits actually connect. If both hits actually connect. Same thing for his jump Tatsus and
Hang on.
stuff like that.
I can
So
set up.
like you stay stuff,
That's super
it breaks
cool.
armor. Yeah.
That is super cool. So the second hit is essentially heavy. Can you
hmm
can you whiff the first hit and then get that same property?
Yeah. Well, no. Let me see. Yeah,
Oh,
no, it
interesting.
actually becomes light. So if both lights connect,
Does that mean
it
Tatsu
becomes
is
a
a
heavy.
hit grab? That's confusing. Okay, that's cool. I'll look into that later. Um, so light Tatsu starts up super fast on the ground. When do you use light versus heavy Tatsu on the ground? What's the difference? I guess light Tatsu
Um,
does is that
both
go ahead?
yeah, both versions actually go over crouching opponents, right? Depending on who it is. So like you're crouching and stuff like that. If the first hit hits a crouching opponent, Ryu's pretty much like punishable because of the fact that like it doesn't cross up. So you can just you can do that. You can also do the heavy version, and then like they'll hit you with launch. Or like another thing is it's also a good like pressure option.
Oh, because yeah. If you, especially if you're not expecting Ryu to just go over your head like that.
hmm And if you're going for a block string and they try to swing it, or like, or if they try to swing and if they miss a button and then they try to go into like another button, heavy Tatsu can actually check them. So it's just
I see.
like yeah, Ryu's launch is different because it starts crouching, and Ryu's launch is actually really good because it low profiles a lot of shit. So
Right.
like it's also called air dash characters like that too.
Cool.
But yeah, it really depends on who it is.
Dante's
It
launch
really
is also
depends
good.
on who it is.
We're learning that here too. Cool. So this one's faster. This one, I guess it lasts way longer.
Better for yeah, it's better for assists, and
Okay.
it also like you can also combo after in the corner.
Oh yeah. Cool. Does like Tatsu just use sliding
Like
knockdown?
yeah, it's a sliding knockdown.
Okay, so that doesn't actually. Does he have an airborne sliding knockdown?
Yes, the light version in the air causes a sliding knockdown too. The straight version in the air causes a sliding knockdown.
Okay,
It really depends on jump height though.
I'm the best.
Yeah, if it's too high, yeah, if they're too high, then they won't connect. But really, I like to use that one for um like changing directions and stuff like that, like you saw earlier, and then going for like a jump button and stuff like that. So it was actually good for like air movement and stuff.
Right, because he recovers in there. Cool. So you use the light version here mostly for changing your air momentum. When do you use the backwards heavy version there?
The backwards heavy version is good for like, yeah, getting over a lot of stuff
Oh, that's
and
cool.
then running away full screen and stuff like that.
Do you
And
ever
then
TK it to use as an assist, like that?
the Tiger Knee version isn't really like amazing.
Okay,
Um, for some reason that happens on tall characters, but you can also just
just do that, and it's like the same thing.
this is yeah, this is something I haven't tried, but in theory you can just run up jab, bait the push block, fly over them, and then
Oh, that sounds super
stuff
cool.
like that.
Yeah, that was not Tiger Knee. Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. That's hard. And then what about forward light in the air? When do you use that?
This is probably like four Tatsus are like some of were probably reused like best like single best special in the game because of the fact that it's multi-use. You can use it as like a good mid-range option and stuff like that,
Okay.
like to catch people chasing after you or like use it in a way that was used in Mark 3.
Right.
Like if you combine it with short hopping and stuff like that. Light Tatsu causes like a hard knockdown or something, or like a ground
It's a
bounce.
ground notes, yeah. Yeah. It's definitely ground notes.
Yeah, and up close, what makes it good is that it doesn't cross up because the problem with heavy Tatsu is that it can cross up and then it
Mm.
just misses them entirely, which can leave you open for getting like punished and stuff like
But
that.
if you do light, oh,
Light Tatsu, if you do the light one up close, let me see if I can do it.
that's super cool.
It doesn't cross up. And if you land it right there, Ryu's at like the best advantage possible
Right.
because it negates push blocking.
I think you can make it cross up too.
Yeah, you can make it cross up, but most of the time, heavy version is crossing up. Like you could just
Okay.
do that and stuff like that.
Cool.
Like Tatsu ultimately relies on like how you manipulate your jump arc and your short hop and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That really like exemplifies its usefulness.
As an ultimate player, I'm terrible at that. I just fly. Like it does not matter how I jumped, I fly. Cool. Anything else that you would want to talk about the different types of Tatsus that we didn't go over? Just real fast before we move on.
Yeah, like another thing for like I didn't really read the outline, but
No, it's
if
fine.
there's another like pressure and stuff like that,
There is.
if you yeah, if there is, then we can hold that for like
Sure.
pressure guy because there's a lot I want to talk about
Sure.
that.
So let's try to breeze through his mid-screen options. You mentioned this is a really strong mid-screen option. And then you mentioned this as an okay way to break armor against characters like Sigma. When do you use his jump buttons? Just as air to airs, like you mentioned that this is a really good air to air. Um,
Mm-hmm.
are, are,
Yeah,
are there any other standout jump buttons?
this is actually a really good button because it catches people jumping after you. So it's about as good as it was in Marvel 3, and it's also
Right.
like his best short hop button into stuff too.
Right. I mean, it's convenient that it's on down light kick, because
Yeah.
if it was on a different input, I would have a really hard time doing it out of a short hop. Cool. Anything else that we haven't talked about that you would want to talk about in terms of? Oh, wow, that button is terrible. Anything else that you would want to talk about in terms of mid-range options?
Yeah. Also, like, yeah, his fireball is also a solid like mid-range option.
Right.
Um, like it really ultimately, like I said, depends on the opponent. I like to throw fireballs to see how the opponent reacts to them, and then if they're expecting the fireball, and they jump. I go for like air to airs or DPs and tag and stand heavy kick or tops and stuff like that.
Right.
Like it really like the fireballs are really there to like see how the opponent reacts to you in your Street Fighter play, if that's what you want to call it and stuff like that too.
Right.
There's also this,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
also like a good way to end strings, and then obviously cancel it and stuff.
And then yeah, you can convert if you're capable of converting. Anything else?
Mhm. Not really.
Cool. So up close, I mean, he's got a relatively fast jab, right? And he's also got the DP. And then this, just existing, the fact that your throw OS is also kind of a little bit tricky if the other person just happens to be blocking. I imagine
Yep.
that's quite good. Um, other than and we've sort of exhaustively to some extent mentioned that he's got if you have those, which I don't, he's got really low short hops with
Yeah.
with the down light kick. Is there anything else that you would want to mention as a mid screen option that people should be looking out for as Ryu players?
Um. Like DP is also good for like contesting against buttons mid screen like Dante. Like
Hmm.
if Dante was like swinging buttons around, I could just do a DP and it catches. Hopefully, it catches his hurt box, but that's more or less like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Donkey kick, yeah, it's also a good option because it's a good anti-air too, and then
Right.
also like his hurt box doesn't extend to his foot. His foot is just a straight hit box. There's no hurt box on his foot to his
That's
ankle.
so like right here you couldn't trade with it. I would just win every time. That's
Yeah,
super
and another
good.
thing, yeah, another thing is if people are catching on to my fireball strings, right? And they push block, I can just switch it up and then go for like
Right.
donkey kick. If
Just
they dash into the donkey kick,
mhm.
right? I want you to push block and then try to punish me. Like well before the donkey kick is
Oh,
out.
right, right. That you're right
See,
because it's super. I would have to backdash.
yeah, that shit is super active and it's also for like anti too.
Yeah. Cool. XC, just really quickly because you're here, I made a tier list just for you. I thought you would appreciate this tier list, Mr. XC. It's your favorite thing. Uh, okay. I'm sorry. I had to tell that joke. Um, cool. So we've gone over most of his basic neutral options. No, the next thing on the outline, as you alluded to, was pressure. You've already been talking a little bit about solo pressure sequences. I imagine you sort of alluded that if the other person is push blocking you out, you can just sort of ride the push block out and then just get a fireball out, and then they have to deal with a slow fireball as you come back in. If they're being predictable with their push blocks, you get to just put super stanky legs out there, and
Yeah,
going on. And then I guess you also do Tatsu in pressure too sometimes, right?
yeah, like the thing is most of Ryu's pressure kind of like more or less ends in like the tag to get him
Right.
safely off the team and stuff like that. That's kind of like another thing. And then also like if they're scared to press a button, right?
Uh huh.
Because sometimes I squeeze in the
Right.
the beam in there because you can let it go on the first charge. Um, you can mix it. You can mix it up with the dash cancel if they scared to push block and stuff like that, and
Right.
then keep pressuring afterwards. Sometimes you can mix it up with the short hops and stuff like that, or like and then go back and shimmy and stuff like that. There's a lot of nuances when it comes to like it reuse pressure kind of ultimately depends on the opponent's defensive behavior and stuff too.
Yeah. Cool. So you're essentially saying that you want to establish the person doesn't get to press buttons with your specials and with your cancels and with tag, and then once that's going on, you really have a lot of ability to open up what your options and to freestyle.
Yeah,
That is
exactly. Like it's all about conditioning when it comes to Ryu. Like playing Ryu with and
right.
then
I should block.
like the block strings are similar to Street Fighter. And if they try to jump up after you, like you can if you know they're gonna push block, you can just throw the fireball, keep them from jumping and stuff too.
Right. Wow, that got really framey.
Wow.
Yeah. Cool. And then I guess the other thing is that he's not a lot of characters have like this stuff, which is not the realist, but if the other person is doing like delayed push blocks or they're not pressing buttons, uh,
Yep.
which oh my god, I and then if they're actually like super respecting, you can just start going in with the fancy
Yeah.
schmancy short hop stuff. Cool. Um, all right. So in terms of solo mix, if the other person is letting you get up to them, you can do that, which is also a throw OS, and then you can do like that combos, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you can convert off that. Can you convert off that?
Yeah. Yeah, you can. So like if you can switch up the block string, and then of
Hmm.
course you can go for overhead and stuff like that.
Let me get hit by
It's
that.
really to if you actually it all really depends on how fast you know that they can actually or how fast you can actually react to the hit. So like if you do it and then they block it
Uh
and then
huh.
you do the super instinctively, then yeah, that's bad. But the super is like zero after the flash. So it's
Huh.
just like
So the super super
yeah,
fast.
yeah, the super starts are really quick.
That's cool.
And
That's
overhead is zero on hit, if I'm correct.
okay. So basically,
So
you actually can confirm that, especially offline.
yeah, you can.
Cool. I should say especially offline. COVID is here to stay. COVID is here forever.
Yeah, and then like in the corner you can combo off of it.
Cool. Oh, and their back turn too. Amazing.
Yeah, their back turn too.
Nice. Awesome. And then we've been sort of again messing with short hops, or at least I've been messing with trying to do the short hops. Can he get those on crouching tells?
Like get the short on crouchers.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I suck at it on Xbox pad, but
Yeah. And also this connection
you
too. Okay.
definitely
Cool. Cool.
can.
Cool. Cool. Yeah. That looks.
It's just
It's just difficult. Cool. Cool. Cool.
yeah,
Um,
it's a lot easier on the other pad I have.
yeah. Actually, we mentioned how Ryu is sort of an homage to Ryu in previous games, and how he's got all the tools that Ryu has in the Street Fighter games, and how Hulk also has all the tools that Hulk has in the Street Fighter games in this game. Um, okay, so we've also talked about this a little bit as we've been going, but the next thing on the outline would be, unless you've got more solo mix stuff that you'd want to talk about, um, would be mix with your partner. You've already mentioned that just sort of doing like that stuff
Yep.
is mad annoying. And then you also mentioned Beam as another way.
Yeah.
Thank you, XC. I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not. Um, the what was I going to say? I'm so sorry. I'm like really bad. Oh, thank you then. I am also not being sarcastic with the thanks. So he's got the beam, he's got the delayed fireball, he's got the Tatsu. What else does he have to set up his partner to do stuff?
Yeah, heavy fireball is also pretty good if they like because it has longer startup,
Right.
so
So
it's
you could
likely for
theoretically
the person to hit on the way in.
like try to throw with your partner or get behind them for the cross up.
Yeah, because it has longer startup, so it's less likely for the partner to get hit on the way in because the startup is so fast on the other one.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
I also forgot to mention
Sure.
the falling fireball stuff can also come into play when it comes to jump ins.
Uh huh.
So if the opponent is like blocking and
Uh huh.
you try to hit them with a jump in or something like that, and then they push block, you can react to the push block
Oh,
with the
that's super
falling
cool. Yeah, yeah,
fireball.
yeah. That is super cool.
So
Do any of these
yeah,
Tatsus
it's just
move him forward?
yeah. The Tatsu move them. They move them forward, but they can also like backward and stuff like that. And then
Okay.
another thing you can do is Tiger Knee Light Tatsu, which sends them flying across the screen.
Whoa.
So like stay full screen.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, stay full screen.
Yeah, that goes super
No, I mean,
far.
yes, just stay right there.
Stay with that. Okay. Oh, that's a cross up. That's super cool.
Yep, it crosses up. Like I was messing around with that earlier. I was like, Jesus, why don't
Um,
I use this? This
Mr. XC, we discovered, or Mr. Youth, went over the idea that when Tatsus hit an armored move multiple times, the second hit usually breaks armor. I don't know if that's all Tatsus or just ground Tatsus, but we were exploring ground Tatsu, doing that.
yeah, so I'm doing the space stone for the ground type for
No,
the heavy one.
fuck space down. I'm gonna be a character with armor.
All right.
Oh, he wants to see impact punch from Hulk. That's smart. I was just gonna do Carol, so I can just kind of fly around with armor.
Yeah. Like I don't think it. I'm not entirely sure if it like works because I know it works on space jam and it works on and if the air tatsus hit multiple times, it breaks Sigma armor sometimes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it breaks armor on the
Hmm.
It's kind of that's something I never really explored versus Carol. That's not because Carol was kind of a rough matchup for me because he says fuck your fireball
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So he can literally just blitz through his
Do an air
fireball.
tatsu? Do an air tatsu?
Yeah. Oh, the air tatsu.
Yeah.
Yep. Break it becomes a heavy starter once the second hit of his tatsu hits.
Huh.
If the first hit connects, it becomes the next hit will become a heavy starter.
Interesting. And then let's say that with Hulk really fast. I'm assuming you want me to just do the big forward punchy thing, Mr. XC, right? I I've played Hulk like twice in training mode. I'm the best Hulk player. Dude, give Carol unfly so she can just be like flying around with armor, get hit, be like, I don't want to get hit anymore, and just unfly in the middle of the Utatsu. That'd be so broken. Okay, I'm just gonna do this.
Oh,
That just
all right.
whiffed. What? Okay, okay. Nerf Hulk. There we go.
Yep. Yeah, it won't trigger the hyper armor, but yeah, the light armor, it definitely it becomes a heavy starter.
Interesting. This is confusing. This is confusing. That's all I'm gonna say.
And then of course you got donkey kick, which breaks
Yeah.
armor outright. So like if you was to do a gamma charge full screen or something,
That's this move.
yeah, do the heavy one because heavy one probably easier to react to.
My timing is godlike. My timing is godlike. I'm the mixiest. I'm a Hulk player. Well, that was
Like
just
it's
a
also
punish.
good.
There we go.
Yeah, you just gotta know it's coming. It's risky to do though,
Yeah.
but then you can also just do heavy buttons too.
Right.
Like I said, it's really risky though because his buttons are mad stubby.
Cool.
You know, stand heavy kick works though.
Oh my god, my Hulk wave dashes. They're so good. The connection died.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. XC is saying that you just sweep that. I'm assuming he's just saying that if Ryu just not if Hulk just does this, that you just sweep, which makes sense because I
Yeah, he
imagine
can sweep. But Hulk can always just like pick up after. Trade works in his favor.
that makes sense. Nah, but you gotta play your Street
Unless,
Fighter. You play footsies with your feet, no handsies.
yeah.
Oh god. Yeah, okay, cool. I'm not a real player. That's what I'm getting from this. This is getting really laggy. Okay, so when your partner is setting up mix, when your partner is doing whatever it is your partner does to get Ryu in, I imagine that you just do the normal things that we talked about, and you're not doing anything super fancy.
Yeah, you can always switch it up with short hop low and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
cool. Anything else that you would want to talk about in terms of your pressure or mix options with your partner?
Yeah, another thing is Ryu takes good advantage off of assists that are like long and drawn out and stuff like that. So like
Right.
Panthers let me do a Panther combo.
Okay. Let me block. I'm impressed
Yeah,
in your ability to get anything on this connection. I am dropping Magic Series. Literally difficult. Cool. So basically, if your partner has a lot of lockdown, Ryu can actually get multiple mix opportunities off of it.
Yeah, and this is with Hulk. You like the thing is like Ryu's mix is all dependent on like his partner. Like if you can get a partner that can set up like long pressure sequences like Gamma Wave or something
Mm-hmm.
to get on the other side, so that way like with Tatsu and stuff like that. So that way it'd be a lot easier for him to actually pressure because that's Tatsu's like Ryu's version of a box stash thing.
Okay.
It's Ryu's way of getting on the other side.
I'm so good at this. I'm so good at this. Cool. All right. So the next thing that I want to talk about is just combos. The way that I've been breaking down Whoa.
Whoa.
We're gonna do this. And we're just gonna see if that changes anything. The way I've been breaking down combos in this game is I've been trying to understand a character's knockdown kit first, and then going from there, because that sort of defines what you can do when. So Ryu has what the fuck? I have 19 wins in a lobby. The Ryu has a sliding knockdown on one of the Tatsus, right? Light Tatsu on the ground is sliding knockdown. Does he have
Yep.
and then light Tatsu in the air is also sliding knockdown, but it's kind of awkward to get the right height. Does
Yep.
he have any other sliding knockdowns?
No. I mean, but he's got donkey kick, which is a hard knockdown.
Right. That's just the raw OTG. Cool. Well, that's ground wall bounce and then OTG. Cool. Um, yeah. Mr. Bananas is a fan of picking over reality. The in terms of ground bounces, I think one of these ground bounces, not that
Yeah,
one.
the air version of his light toss causes a ground bounce.
Okay, air
After
flip.
an air combo,
Right.
yeah, after an air combo, it causes a bigger ground bounce and it causes like a spike.
Right. Yeah. Most ground bounces in the air, ground bounce higher the higher you are. Cool. Um, and then does he have anything else?
Hmm?
Does he have any other knockdowns? Oh, we're fighting. Dun dun
Yeah,
dun. I'm losing my
we're
streak.
in a match.
I'm losing my streak. Woo! Okay, cool. The real question is, are you still on Discord? That is a really cool freeze frame. Okay. I'm going to assume that our entire connection died. I'm also going to assume that he's going to message me and be like, oh no, we disconnected in like 2 seconds, so. Was it me? Okay, okay. So the good news is that I don't think I'm connected to the Xbox servers anymore. The bad news is that I'm still streaming, right? So obviously something is working with my internet. Let me restart the game. And he's not on the call. Maybe the entire internet went down. Oh no. Oh no. It's a cool frame. All right. Oh no, I have to mute the game again. This is gonna require so much editing. I hate editing. All right, game's muted. I need to actually like go back to practice strange stuff. I had like unfly stuff down a couple of days ago, but I don't have it anymore. I need to actually learn some Nova unfly stuff. Like I was messing with whoa, I can. That's not how you do that. Yeah, something like that, right? Yeah. Yeah. That's the only useful unfly I have with Nova. Nothing else is even close to useful. I mean, obviously in neutral. That does not combat, right? Yeah, that definitely doesn't combat. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. And there's no way you can do anything there because you're just too low. So, yeah. Ah. Again, the only like other people have them in useful places, but the only one place where I think is even moderately useful with Nova is right after that, right? Because you're doing like that height or whatever, which and then you just unfly and you just press button. I think they're cool. I think I do combos that I think are cool. The actual thing that I think is optimal, Mr. XC, is I think that fuck.
Okay.
What up? You're back. I'm
What just happened? But I think my Xbox bricked for like a split second.
I think you lost internet because you weren't on the Discord call.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, I'll take it. I wanna show one thing to XC. So I think the actual thing that I think is oops. I think that fuck. Why? This is really difficult to deal with, and you're just blocking, right? Because you can't. I think nobody in the game can punish that after push block because Strange is just blocking, and then that just because fucking Palm is 7 frames for some reason, Dante literally can't press a button there. He just gets counter hit. So it's just a.
Speaking
What's up?
drop the invite again because my stuff is back.
Okay.
I'm back on.
Yeah. Give me 1 second though.
Yeah, cool.
I don't know if the other person does has a really fast jab and they do a really fast jab there. Like I can't even mash Palm with Strange. The only way that I would actually be able to challenge that would be with that move. And then because you're unflying straight, the other Strange is literally blocking. I think that is your best starter off of a Palm by a mile. And I think that I want to have a combo off of that. And I think that the thing that I'm doing is cool and is off of that. Does that answer your question way too exhaustively? The other thing legitimately is that I think they're close enough to optimal that it doesn't matter. And I think that optimal is really weird. Yeah. I'm also really bad at eye loops. Like, yeah, I mean, you can already tell I fucked that up, but, yeah. Anyway. Fuck. I'm waiting for XC to tell me that I'm dumb. Do you have a lobby up? Mr. Devon?
Hi, guy. I'm setting one up.
Sure. I think they're cool. I'm proud of whoever said that to you. They're my new hero. Yeah, so I think that you can take my starter and then go into whatever you want off of it. And I think that in terms of team combos, yeah, I would be unsurprised if your standard ones were either more damage or close in damage. And I imagine that eye loops are definitely more damage. I know that eye loops are definitely more damage. I just, again, there's something with setting up eye loops that I don't understand that if I get you on here, I'll definitely ask you about. That inevitably is going to make it way easier when I get it down because right now I am super inconsistent. Yeah, people on Twitter said some stuff. Okay, so we were talking about his knockdown kit. We went over the fact that Light Tatsu in some configurations in the air and on the ground causes a sliding knockdown. The other configuration of Light Tatsu in the air causes a ground bounce. Donkey Kick causes a wall bounce and then an OTG. And then that's it, right?
Yep.
Cool. So let's go and let's just try to, I'm going to scroll down so I can see my outline a little bit better. I avoided graces because I'm a little bit bad at them, and then also I think that the way meter works. Oh my god. Okay, no. You just have to think. Cool. I also think that the way that meter works, if I build more bar, they build more bar. So I want to, as Strange, I actually want to build as little bar as possible, because I don't want them to be able to counter switch before I'm done doing it. Yeah, it makes sense that with your team because Hulk literally builds no bar. I'm sorry. Cool. So let's talk about converting with Ryu before I get distracted by chat again.
Yep.
What's your default go-to starter against like a guy who just gets hit on the ground?
Like converting like solo is kind of like difficult because sometimes it's just like
you just doing some Street Fighter shit,
like,
and he can't have ADC.
Yeah.
Well, you can super cancel the
firewall. Yeah.
Yeah, that obviously not like that, but if you're like, oh no, I need something to convert, you can just do that, and then you can like tag or whatever.
Yeah. Like I think like Ryu's main goal like on the ground is just like focus on like converting. Sometimes burning bars kind of like important to like converting off of the ground solo.
Yeah.
You can't really combo that mid screen. It's super hard. But Like he can, it's mostly focused on Oki, right? Because
Hmm.
that's where Ryu is strongest because his movement is so fast. Like if you catch them rolling, you can just dash to the other side, mix up your rolls and stuff,
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
I can
Because his
totally get
dash
this.
is so
Yep.
fast. Because that's where Ryu is scariest in my opinion. Because then you can switch it up with the short hop overheads or the meaty overheads and stuff like that, or the jabs or the lows or the meaties and stuff. That's where Ryu is scariest.
Right.
It's all wake up.
So basically, I'm imagining from this that you accept that you're going to have a difficulty converting off of doing fireball and pressure just to tick them or whatever. Um,
Yeah,
but if you can catch somebody with like this, you would just go into your OTG conversion, and if you launch them, what do you do off of launch?
off of launch.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can actually get a good conversion, especially if you know the launch is gonna hit.
Right. And what was that sequence again?
Um,
Okay, so you're just doing the ground bounce from the Tatsu, and then that pushes them, and then you can get the sliding knockdown off the Tatsu, and then do whatever you want.
yep.
Cool. It seems super basic. Um, you mentioned that if the other person is in the air, you can just convert into an air Tatsu super easily without any need for Power Stone. You can just convert off that.
Yeah, you can just do jump light kick, but sometimes, yeah, you can convert off a jump light kick.
Cool.
Jump forward heavy kick is also a really good air to air option because it catches people like coming up at super jump height and stuff like that.
Right. Man,
But also,
As a Street Fighter player, these normals that he's doing are like what? I've never seen. Maybe I've seen that move, but I've never seen this move in my life.
but yeah, what else? Jump heavy punch is amazing, like jump in button and
Sure.
air to air button because you kind of like let's say you're jumping right.
Okay.
So if you're jumping like normal jump,
Uh huh.
oop, yeah OS, but you can also get um like super jump conversions and stuff off of that too. So if I can do it,
Sure. Right. You're saying that you can get rejump at some height.
yeah,
Cool. No, I mean that looks very difficult and somewhat height dependent, so we don't necessarily need to show that
yeah, it's
here.
not that bad.
Okay.
It's I think it's mostly based off of like if somebody is jumping up as you do it.
Or down. Yeah. So the exact height
Yeah,
when you land the Tatsu. That makes sense. Cool. And then if you get an OTG on somebody, like they're in an OTG state, you land like this. How do you pick them up off the ground? You land this. How do you pick them up off the ground?
oh,
Um,
like yeah, it's just mostly like crouch light kick and stuff like that
okay.
into launch. That's usually how I do most of my OTGs.
Cool.
Sometimes pick up off a sweep trying to frame trap and stuff.
Okay. But you don't have to worry too much about the button. You just dash up right because he's got really good ground movement. You can dash all the way up and then just do the crouch light kick sweep into whatever your normal air combo is. Cool.
Yep.
How do you like to end combos when you're solo?
Most of the time, reuse combos like take them like to the corner. So it's
Okay.
just like sometimes my combos, in that instance, that was bad. But
Yeah.
in the corner, like reuse combo game is a lot scarier because of the fact that something I never really see Ryu players take advantage of is enders that keep the opponent in the air.
Right.
And you can go for short hop and stuff and then keep the pressure going.
What
And
happens if
then
they forward tech there?
if they foretech, they run into it.
Perfect.
I think it really ultimately depends on like
I'm gonna up for. Oh,
uh
I forward tech too hard, or our connection
yeah.
forward tech too hard. That yeah, I'm holding up forward there, and I just got hit by the fear. So basically, it removes the option, and if they're trying to do it, they just get hit for free. That seems really good.
Yeah, and on top of that, if they block,
Hmm. It's just you still get to do stuff.
yep.
Cool,
Yeah,
cool.
that's the idea. Like you can do that and do the short hop stuff
Hmm.
and then continue pressure there. And then the short hop stuff can lead to more pressure. Then you can just end it with like a forgot
Yeah,
reason strength. End it with a fireball and tag,
yeah,
that type of stuff.
cool. Um, so how do you extend combos beyond the basic stuff when you're solo?
Am well when I'm solo?
Yeah, well, you've got Ryu has the weird thing that every Ryu player does that I don't understand, where you do the falling Tatsu such that they don't hit the ground, but you do, and you can just do that like 9 times in a combo. Yeah, how does that work?
Oh, you mean the Tatsu loops?
Yeah.
Oh, the Tatsu loops. It's just mostly like converting off of
So
uh
you're just doing a low Tatsu? Which Tatsu is that?
heavy Tatsu. Heavy
Yeah,
Tatsu doesn't put some
forward or
in the juggle
backwards? Forwards or backwards?
forward
Okay, so you're doing
or
forward heavy Tatsu, and you're doing that off of you're just. I feel like there's something I'm missing. Are you doing that off of just regular roundhouse?
um
So you're doing like no, that's not
no
that. Okay.
in the air.
Uh huh.
Like it's mostly like you try to extend your air sequences as much as possible, so that way
Okay.
by the time you lower to the ground with the Tatsu, you're
Uh huh.
able to actually pick up with a jump.
Right, and then you are doing regular roundhouse, and then you're just catching them
Yeah, I'm
before they hit.
doing.
Okay.
You can do either that or like sometimes jump like short hop and stuff, like short hop double heavy or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, that is. I'll be honest. I'm still super confused, but I'm sure that you've got videos somewhere explaining it, or somebody has notation somewhere. And I don't need to learn that combo live on stream right now. I will let my ego take the hit, and I'm bad at this game. Um, the next thing that I would want to talk about is where you want to place them in terms of tag combos. If you're playing like I mean your team with Iron Man and Ryu, or anybody else you play with Ryu and Ryu, do you like Ryu to be at the very end so that Ryu sets up the Oki and Ryu does the things right before the end of the combo, or do you like to tag Ryu out and end with the other character, set up Oki with that character, and then tag Ryu back in later?
Sometimes it really depends. Like in this instance, um, I like to tag in Strange
Mm-hmm.
so he can set up I mix and then other
Right,
side and then bolts and then Ryu takes good advantage off of bolts mix and stuff like that.
right.
Or
Um,
like with Iron Man, it's just like, oh, set up for the smart mind setup, and then if they roll forward, just do a turnaround unibeam, meaty Ryu jab, and then the unibeam is coming out from behind you, and then you can, yeah, that type of stuff.
so it basically really depends on the exact Okizeme options that your partner offers.
Yeah, it depends on, yeah, it ultimately depends on your partner, like or the, yeah, it depends on your partner or your personal preference, because for me, it's just like if I'm, like with Ryu, I could just go for show how that they expecting me to read them or
Sure.
and stuff like that.
I apologize that I'm blocking very poorly right now. It's very difficult to block when you're not touching the stick. Um, and then I guess the next thing would be just examples of team enders, but you've kind of been talking about those and showing those. Do you want to show with some team just a couple of sort of either max damage or Oki optimized combos?
Uh, yeah. So
We
with the
can.
connection, I mean, no,
I was gonna say we can switch teams if you want, but
I think I could try to do something strange.
sure. This connection is definitely gonna be fun.
Something like that. Even though
Cool.
strange is unsafe, but that's something that you can definitely consider with Ryu or something.
Ryu can convert off that, can't he?
Off of the
Oh no, he can't. He can't because you get the yeah. You get like the really dumb. Uh,
Ryu can't he can convert off of that.
oh, yeah, of course you're smart enough to get it coming out on the right side. He can. Okay, cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had completely forgotten which camp he was in. Um, do you want to? I guess is there anything else that you would want to show as examples to our viewers in terms of tag combos?
Um, not really. Not really much else I can
Sure. And you
say.
got stuff on your Twitter or YouTube or probably both. Um, that people can
It's
see.
also got stuff like that.
Oh, that was cool. That late hidden fireball. That was cool. Cool. So let's talk just briefly about defending against Ryu. A lot of the stuff that we've talked about in terms of Ryu's pressure and Ryu's sequences and Ryu's options is very opponent dependent. So I imagine that the best tip to defend against Ryu is just to be unpredictable and to press buttons at smart times. But this is unsafe. I imagine it's unsafe on hit point blank. If it's
Yep,
not, yeah,
it's pretty bad.
which is interesting. You can reflect it. I'm imagining this is just super unsafe, but if you push block it, it's probably difficult to do anything, so you just don't want to push block. If Ryu's doing ground and Tatsu, you just want to duck and then kill him. If Ryu's doing air Tatsu to get in, that's a little bit. Go ahead.
Yeah, if he's coming in with air tonsils, you can anti-air or go for like jump buttons and stuff. Like if you know he's gonna jump up and do it again.
Yeah. And then you can also always push block him out. If he's doing short hop stuff, the thing about short hop stuff is Ryu has to be in your face and short hopping, and that means that you missed your opportunity to press a button and hit him in his dumb face, so you should probably do that. Ryu doesn't have a standing low, right? Is this a standing low? There's no way this is a standing low.
No, it's not.
Okay. So if he's standing, that means that it has to be the overhead. So as soon as Ryu stands up, if he's doing any sort of a high-low mix, then you just immediately block high. And then if he ducks, you block low. Obviously, he can, in your face
Yeah.
if you're looking for that cue. But at that point, he's disrespecting you, so you complain to the TO, he gets DQ'd, you move on, not a big deal.
Yeah. All right, hold on.
I'll
Yeah,
hold on. Oh no, I'm holding on. Did I misinterpret that? Was that the wrong hold on? Okay, he was holding on to me and doing something else. Other things that I'm 100% on. If Ryu is doing this stuff and he's like dashing up and doing things, press buttons. If Ryu is doing this and he's letting it go, press buttons before he lets go. If he's doing this and he's not letting it go, then again he's unsafe. So there's just a little bit of a mix there. If he's doing the fallen fireball that we talked about, you can do that too, right? Just under the fireball. Both players can do that. You can also just jump up, and then you can't be mixed when you're blocking the fireball, right? Because you can't left right a guy in block stun, and you can't high low a guy who's in the air, so he can't mix you if you just up back into the fireball. So you can take advantage of that if he's doing something super tricky, or you can reflect the fireball. Bananas, what else does Ryu do that we need to talk about defending against? Bananas, help me kill time. No. All right, I'll do strange stuff. I don't have these anymore, I think. Defend against. I'm reading your comments. There's a delay. What else can Ryu do that? Right, that doesn't work. What else can Ryu do that's difficult to defend against? As the defensive player, Hurricane Tag. Oh, you fucking die. Like what? Does push block beat Hurricane Tag? I imagine that you can push block out the Ryu, but I imagine that the partner gets to do whatever they want. We'll wait for Mr. Youth to come back. What am I doing? Whoa, that was a buffer. Am I doing that too fast? How is that even? Oh shit, inputs on. Yeah, no, we'll wait until Mr. Youth comes back so that we can do that. Yeah, it's okay. Like I wouldn't even. No, it's fine, dude. You're the viewers. NXC. Honestly, I just the thing that's miffing me the most is that it feels like I'm dropping like literally every other input here, so I can't even do cool combos while he's gone. What the? Where's my jab? Where? What? Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I realize it's like the only thing I've said, but Xbox already is just bad, and then this is even worse. I'm gonna judge me. Mm-hmm. I have no idea how I'm supposed to do that. Like, Strange theoretically should be able to do short hop palm, but what? How fucking high they are? Yeah, it's. I mean, I don't play characters where it matters, so I just don't have any practice on it. Oops. I guess we're stuck with reality. Banes are super low. Yeah. All right. I can chill until he gets back, and then I'm probably just gonna cut an outro and be frustrated. And then I'm gonna highlight the VOD, not do anything on YouTube, and reconsider whether or not I want to edit this. No. Carol doesn't have buttons that allow her to do anything. Most of the flight characters deliberately just don't have buttons that they can do off of a short hop that matter. Carol, like even if you, we're pretty much done. There aren't any sections left, basically. If you do like a full tool assisted perfect short hop with Carol, she can't connect against a crouching opponent with anything. Literally no buttons. So it's not you. It's like a thing that characters who don't have fly have. Yeah, not looking forward to it. Like, honestly, the worst part about editing is that I have to listen to my own voice, which is terrible. Fucking terrible. I'm not like, I don't think other people are offended by the sound of my voice. I think I'm offended by the sound of my voice, if that makes sense. It's just a normal human thing because of like that our skulls act as a high pass filter or whatever. No, I'm not smart enough for that, dude. I also don't. I literally don't have taunt bound. I do not have taunt bound because the eighth button on my stick is control dummy and turning mode. Actually, if we're being technical, the eighth button on my stick is bound to fuck all because this is Xbox and Xbox literally doesn't detect my stick. So my stick is actually bound to keyboard inputs, and I'm playing this game with keyboard using Joy 2K, which, yeah. No, I appreciate the point you're making. I understand the point you're making. I'm just, I don't know what I would do, you know? Yeah, Xbox is fucking terrible, dude. I'm sure that this in some way contributes to my dislike of Xbox and me dropping occasional inputs, but like the connections are just so bad anyway. Like, you alternate between fighting idiots and fighting idiots who freeze the game for 2 seconds whenever you hit them. And to be fair, I'm sure the connection also feels bad on their end. But also, there's like a couple of people on Xbox who are terrible, but the issue is that you've played ranked in a fight. Hello.
Sorry for the delay.
No, it's okay. I think we're wrapping it up anyway.
All right.
we were just talking about combos. Let me just. Oh, we were talking defending against Ryu. Um,
Mhm.
Mr. Bananas wanted to know if you could push block Ryu doing that into tag. Obviously, that's not mix, but can you push block Tatsu if Ryu does Tatsu into tag?
Uh, Top to the tag, yeah.
I mean,
It'd be kind of hard to push block though, but yeah, you definitely can.
okay. It just Super Tatsu. Yeah. Well, Super Tatsu you can just push
Oh,
block out. Yeah. Like
it's kind of hard though.
that does not look like I'm usefully push blocking it. There we go. Holy shit. But of course, during that he's just tagging his partner and he's running high low the entire time, right?
Yep.
Okay, I push block too early. I'm the best. Okay, let's do that one more time.
Oops.
Oops.
My inputs suck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can
okay.
just push block right out of there.
So you can, but like you have to mash really hard for that. And with this team specifically, if you're mashing really hard to push block out of that, uh, then I'm doing that, and you've just mixed
Yeah.
yourself basically. Cool. Is there anything that you would want to add? Anything that you think that people let Jaco get away with that they could punish him for, so he stops winning gauntlets?
Time stone.
Cool. Punish time stone. Got it. Amazing. Um,
Another
unironically good
thing,
advice. Unironically good advice.
yeah, another thing that Jaco tends to overdo with Ryu is just jump Tatsu like up close because he really wants to establish pressure and stuff like that. And go in with Ghost Rider.
Uh huh.
But really, it's just like all you gotta do, yeah, cross cut like DPS and stuff like that, or just stay out of range and then just anti-air with like stand heavy kick or something or whatever button is good for anti-air and
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
instant and stuff like that.
Ooh,
Especially
that's
if you just
it's hard to do on this
especially if you
connection.
yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
That's the idea. Like he is super reliant on Tatsu so he can get Ghost Rider started because his like I say this unapologetically, his team is carried by Ghost Rider.
You and XC must be very good friends.
Yeah. Yeah, his team, like Ghost Rider kind of carries a lot of the neutral that Ryu like kind of struggles in, but really for me it's just like if my Ryu neutral, I mean if Ryu's struggling in the neutral like severely, then it's probably something you're doing wrong. Because like yeah, Ryu will struggle in the neutral, especially depending on the character you're fighting, but it's just like he shouldn't struggle as hard as like as struggle as hard as he should. It's all about like outplaying your opponent. Like Gamora is all about like getting underneath her guns and then getting in close and then mastering and stuff like that. And DPs and anti-air her guns or her focus or like getting air coverage first and then using your active buttons to keep her at bay and then going into Tatsu and continuing the pressure from there. Because her guns negate fireballs, so it's all about getting in close with her.
Right. So basically, you're saying that the fact that he has some options that cover everything, and the fact that he's got really good ground movement, and he's got
Yeah.
flexibility in his air options, mean that he shouldn't struggle in neutral against any characters that aren't Dorm.
Yeah, there's going to be characters that will outmatch him,
Yeah.
obviously. Like characters who can outzone him or keep him at bay. It's just like yeah, you can definitely struggle against that. But depending on who it is, Ryu has a full screen option too.
Yeah. Cool.
Like he can throw the beam out full screen and then use the opportunity to go like try to chase them down and stuff, or like catch them lacking with the beam. One thing I like to do is get them thinking I'm finna go for the beam
Hmm.
full screen, and then just wave dash in and go low or
Right.
something.
Right. Cool. All right. So do you have any closing thoughts before we wrap this up?
Uh, to anybody who wants to play Ryu, you can play him for fun, but if you want to take him to high level, you better be pretty damn good at this game because I've invested like 4 years into this character trying to shift him on the tier list because I wholeheartedly do not think Ryu is as bad as people think.
Right.
I absolutely do not think so. He's got a lot of the tools that you kind of need in a character. He's got some form of air mobility and stuff like that.
Uh huh.
Tatsu's like a bootleg killer bee and stuff like that. Um, Like he's got some decent zoning. He's got an involt bust out that reaches super jump height and is meterless. Like it's just like how could you not like um rely on it like link handing back on a character like that? And if he has the right amount of resources, yeah, Ryu is actually a solid comeback character. He absolutely
Hmm.
is.
Cool. Bananas wanted to know how you deal with raw super jump height. I imagine you just jump up and you fucking hit him, or you DP.
How do you deal with like raw super
Sorry,
jump?
sorry. With people just chilling at super jump height. Like if Strange is like, look at me, I'm Doctor Strange. What do you do?
Um, yeah, if Doctor Strange is like doing I, in the air, you can just run up under a super. That was a bad example because I accidentally got the super during my uh dashes. But if he's in the air doing like um Agamotto, like at super jump height, just run under and then just hit him with
Right.
the super and you get a full pickup.
Cool.
Or sometimes like his jump light punch is actually a pretty decent super jump button because it catches people super like that's actually above his head too.
Oh, he's
And
got
then
a
you
jump.
combine that with
He has multiple jump. Oh my god. He has multiple
yeah,
jump
he's
light
got
punches.
multiple. He's got a lot of jump bunches. I mean, jump buttons.
Yeah,
He's
no,
got
this is
four.
this is the classic Street Fighter air to air. Like,
Yeah,
does this give a weird hang on jump? Uh,
yeah.
does it give? It does give a okay. No, it doesn't give a super weird stand on hit. Cool, 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 cool. All right. So where can people find out more about you?
I have a YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Spideryouth13. It's probably gonna. We're so close to 1K subs, and
Cool.
once it does, I'm probably gonna just go under a rebranding or like a channel overhaul. Um, but it's just, and you can also find my Twitter handle, which is simply Spider Youth, and I also have a fan page or for a game I'm working on, Marvel vs. Capcom X,
Cool.
which plays a lot like this, but also takes stuff from a lot of the other games, specific, especially Marvel One.
Yeah, I am not. I'm not the person to talk about Marvel 2. It sounds like you and Bananas should spend a lot of time talking about how your characters are underrated and the Marvel versus Capcom 2, both of those things. Cool. All right. So thank you so much for popping on here. I will. It's probably going to take me a little bit of time to edit this one, but I'll make sure that the highlight gets saved, and then we'll go on from here. Again, thank you so much for coming on. I realize this was a very interesting day for you.
Yeah, it was fun though. I definitely have fun, and I hope that people can actually see what I see when it comes to this character. Because, like I said, I do not think he is as bad as people think. I actually think he's close. He's like halfway through low tier. I do not think he's bottom. I absolutely do not think he's bottom. He's got way too much stuff for people to say he's bottom. It
Sure.
just takes a lot of execution and digging in order to find all the sauce that he really has.
Yeah. So let me just before you go, let me ask you to expand on that comment really briefly. Who do you think is worse than Ryu?
Um, who I think is worse
Yeah.
than Ryu?
Uh huh.
Um, well, level one Frank easily worse.
Okay.
Um, Hulk is worse than Ryu. Chris is worst character in the game. Um, I think Black Panther is actually. I actually think Black Panther is better than Hulk, honestly, because I played Black Panther too. He's got a lot of mixed potential.
Okay.
Some of the best mixed potential in the game, and his mobility is really good. A lot of moves that kind of like Panther Body is an amazing anti-air, really good up close buttons. It's just that his pressure is just kind of whack. It's hard for him to keep pressure.
Yeah. No, it's
So
just the reason I'm asking that question, and I don't want to get too into this. I just wanted a super quick answer. You said he's like close to the bottom of mid tier, which means that there's got to be like 10 characters worse than him, right?
yeah, well, I mean, that's like kind of. I wouldn't say he's close to mid tier, but he's like a few notches above bottom,
Okay.
definitely. But I do not think he's bottom tier, but I don't think he's quite mid tier material. But I do think he's kind of like low mid, if that
Cool.
makes any sense.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Cool. No, thank you for this spontaneous answer. Thank you again. Bananas is making a head and hands emoji in the chat, so I'm just going to edit this part out, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. Uh, and we'll go from there. So I'm gonna wave and then cut the stream.